welcome to another live episode of Peaks Money Talk. I'm with Lloyd and Nathan, and today, an interesting topic. We are going to talk about the difference between full-service advisors and Robo advisors. All right, so you've always heard me talking in each and all of our episodes about the importance of having a financial advisor. Today we want to talk about the difference, and I didn't even really know much about a robo advisor. So before we dive into this, a robo to me sounds like a robot. What is a robo advisor?
You're very close to what it is, other than the robot is an actual computer system.
It's a system, it's not a person.
Or an algorithm.
I was just going to say, it sounds like an algorithm then
yes.
to me. Okay.
So it's very similar. It's for those people that would like to dive into their investments themselves a little bit. And it goes back to fees. If they don't like paying the fees of going to a full service advisor, but they want to dabble a little bit themselves, they'll go on to, usually they're all over. There's a few different robo advisors out there, but you go on, you implement your strategy or your retirement and your risk of what you're willing to take. You implement that all onto an advisor sheet. Then it prints out or gives you the types of investments that it best suits your needs, I guess,
okay.
for the
So is this like a website that I'm going to, or do
it would be a website?
Like
yes.
I would just Google this and look it up and.
Yes,
Okay.
it's very much a website. Some banks will offer it. If you deal with one of the bigger banks, they might have a side of a robo advisory service for them. So for clients that probably don't have a lot of wealth or don't think they need the expertise, I guess, and they want to dabble in themselves, they just go to their bank and they'll have a form of it.
So are you paying for that service then? What do you actually get from a robo advisor?
So you are paying a little bit of a fee for it.
So there's still a fee?
There is a fee. It's a little bit, less than a full advisor because you don't have that day-to-day or phone call away type advisor. Now, some robo-advisors do offer phone service with that. But the problem is there's probably I would say 50 advisors for like 15,000 people. So you don't get the one-to-one, or you might get a different advisor every time you call in. So you don't get that one-to-one type.
You're getting if you called call center hotline of like,
right.
I have a customer service
right.
issue and I'm going to help you out.
Right.
So you're getting
right.
the generalization
right.
of who's on the call.
Right. But if it's a basic question and you don't need that personal touch, then they are a total.
But isn't it, over the course of time, isn't it not better, I would think, and personally, to deal with someone, a financial advisor, who knows you, who has grown with you over the course of your life, and understands you better than anybody, that understands
right.
you because they've
right.
been with you that long. I guess that's the difference really with a
right.
full service advisor, which the two of you both are.
Right.
I think it helps to know the client. Then, I'm not saying every advisor goes to the depth of finding out about their client, but the ones that do, they become very good and they become friends and they become almost, they know the family and they know everything about, and they can almost see problems before they happen.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know, and you've over the years, Lloyd, have asked, I find financial service, an advisor knows the right questions to ask. They're not, as I would think, a robo, they're waiting for you to ask the question.
Right.
Does that make sense? Is that fair to say?
Right. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, and I see that as the biggest difference is that you're always pushing the envelope, raising the questions. Well, what if this? Well, what about this? Well, have you considered that? As opposed to being the customer service call.
Right.
How can I help you today? And yes, they'll deliver, but they're waiting for you to ask the question.
Right.
They're not going to pull
right.
it out of you.
Right. You're exactly right.
Okay.
And I think the other big thing is the emotion of the markets. Markets just don't go up all the time. There are going to be some ups and downs, and there could be some volatility. And when that happens, when you have a robo advisor, the automated system doesn't tell you certain things. No, stay put. So some people that are new to investing get a little nervous and they'll pull out. With a robo advisor because there isn't that second opinion on a day-to-day basis telling them no. Markets will work themselves out, and in the long run, you will be better ahead. So,
Do you ever have clients that have both, that use both, like use robo advisors as maybe a benchmark of like, oh, here's what I'm thinking, but then come to you and we'll compare, well, the robo advisor says this, what do you think? Like, do you ever have that? Or I guess because you're paying a fee on both sides, is it really worth, like, you're going to either make a decision, this or that?
I don't think I don't think I have. I maybe have had clients that have had that. But, you know, the thing that happens with clients and robo advisors is they have to look at what is the results down the road. Like, everybody says, okay, it's cheaper by doing with a robo advisor. But the thing is, it's not what they charge. It's how much money do you put in your pocket after a year, after 2 years, after 3 years. It's a return.
I was just going to say that looking at and working with a financial advisor, I don't even notice I don't notice the fees because you're too busy making money for your clients. So you're doing the service to them. So really, it's a win-win, and it's the way it should be. I mean, it's a job, and you do it well. So
and you want people. If you listen to different places where they're advertising about stuff like that, they do not talk about the long-term goal is what's the return, because that's what it is. I don't care if you're paying, they talk about, you see the ad on TV about fees and that type of thing. It's not the fees. It's what's the return that you get on your investment after X number of years. Because the fees aren't going to make the difference. If you're paying 1% and you're getting nothing, what's the difference of paying 2% and you're getting 10% return?
Right. And the thing I like about too, that I can speak from experience, is the fact that a financial advisor also knows what is going to happen in the future and can see the forecast much before I can or the clients can. And so you always have the advice to say, I'm going to move this, I'm going to do that, to do that for the client. So, and I appreciate that as a person, I think that's always appreciative.
Yeah. And sometimes it takes a little bit more time to what should I be investing in and all that. And when you don't have that knowledge, sometimes it can be a little overwhelming for the client or the investor on the robo side.
Well, and actually, even before this, I didn't even know, to be honest, what a robo. I didn't know anything about this because I think we're in the relationship business, and it's about forging those relationships and having great communication. So it's an alternative. I mean, it's whatever works for you, it's your decision, but I'm glad that you raise these topics and just give the options to our audience to let them know the options that are available.
Yes, and just don't think about the cost, think about the return.
I like it. So as Lloyd said, don't think about the cost, think about the return. I think that's a really good way to end today's show. What do you think?
I think
Absolutely.
so too.
Anything else we should end?
No,
I think that's perfect.
Okay, so say once more.
Don't think about the cost, think of the return.
Love it. Okay, thank you, Lloyd. Thank you, Nathan. Another episode of Peaks Money Talk. Thanks for watching.